Hey, I'm Jeremiah Polacek, and this is my little shop in Prague, Czech Republic. And this is where I make all sorts of weird stuff, like this cat pillow here, or this army jacket with some camo stuff on it. And I also teach here. I teach individual lessons right in this little spot here. And this is my vlog about what I've been up to this week. So stick around and see a glimpse at the projects and where I get my stuff and how I make this all work. Thanks a lot.
I started off the week at my favorite spot, the flea market. Here I look for different types of odd sculptures that I could make into new sculptures, or different types of found objects that I can Frankenstein
Do a random
into new
grab,
stuff.
blind grab, and see what I get. Blind grabbing it.
Here I'm doing a blind grab where I close my eyes and just grab something.
Fishing line.
Let's do that a couple more times.
Do more blind grabs. Another prime territory for a blind grab. One of my favorite spots. Let's do it with here. Alright, blind grab a photo. Here goes my hand. What do I got? Nice.
I love finding these old hand-collaged fan art pieces from the 80s. It's kind of odd where our memories end up sometimes, and what is surrounding them. Here we have a wedding photo amongst a bunch of junk. Obligatory shot of my dog, Vlaja. I found this old Batman book. It was damaged, so I got it for a couple bucks. Then I made all the images into these buttons. So now I got a bunch of Joker and Batman buttons. And I used the rest of the papers to make into this giant poster thing that I have no idea what I'll do with. The weather has been pretty terrible this week. Raining and snowing every single day. At first I kind of liked the snow that was coming down.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. This is about how dead it is at about 10:30 on a Wednesday. Pretty dead. But the good thing, we got plastic on the windows and the cafe next door. What's going to be there? This space has kind of an interesting history. It used to be like the grandma spot, and then it kind of turned into a little bit fancier grandma spot. And I think it ended up failing just because the grandmas didn't come back. It wasn't the most cozy interior, so I hope they're making it a little bit cozy. A little bit cozier. For those wondering, how do I do this? How do I have a small shop in Prague and survive off of it, right? One thing to know is I have two other jobs, first of all, and all my jobs mainly revolve around teaching. So I was really lucky that I got this tiny little space, this one little room, and it can't be used for a lot of food stuff because there's not like proper ventilation for a kitchen or anything in the back, and there's no bathroom and these sorts of things. So it's kind of an odd space in general, but it can be used as like a retail space of some sort. But we're also kind of in a residential district where there's not a lot of, clothing stores, small clothing stores or these sorts of things. But the good thing is next door, there's this venue, Palác Akropolis, which is a really well-known music venue in Prague. And they have like theater events. They have all sorts of different shows. Some of the best shows I've ever seen in Prague, no joke, have been at Palác Akropolis. I saw Guar there, and I also saw Ween play there, and both were awesome. And it doesn't even look like it's this big venue. It looks like a residential building, but you go inside and down, and it's got this really cool cavernous bar area, and then a really nice stage. Great sound for concerts. So there'll be people outside, and at night sometimes I'll be busy here, right? But I'm here 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, Monday through Saturday. I take Sundays off, and usually go to the flea market on Sunday mornings, which I like doing. It's no big deal. But it is part of the work thing too. And then I have 2 other jobs. I teach at University of New York in Prague, teaching illustration there, and then also at SCS Software, teaching painting to their, what are they called? Employees. They have a big game called American Truck Simulator and European Truck Simulator. Anyway, those are the places I teach and the other things that I do outside of just running this business. So to give you an idea, the amount of work that it takes to keep all these things afloat is pretty rough at times. It's not like I have a normal 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I have Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6, and then 2 other jobs on top of that, just to keep things rolling, and then Sunday morning. So basically, I do have Sunday afternoons to kind of relax, and then Sunday evenings, I guess, I make buttons and stuff and work on things. Anyway, I like doing it. I'm not complaining about that. I like making art, and I feel really lucky and have a lot of gratitude for the fact that I am able to, have this life. It would be awesome to make a little bit more, though. And that's one reason why I'm just leaning more into making videos, trying to focus more, trying to just focus on my business plan of what I'm doing in terms of education, the type of services I offer, now that I'm working for, corporations and stuff like this as well, type of services I can offer for these types of clients, and also just individual students as well. So I'm just teaching right over here, my individual students as well. And basically I can pay all my rent here just with 2 individual students, to give you an idea. So then I'm here anyway. During the day, I'm either lesson planning or making videos or working on paintings or whatever. And so from that, I was like, I might as well open up a shop and start selling pillows or some kind of like item like that, right? And then I was like researching how to do business and these sort of things. And the first thing that popped up that they said was, make sure to keep your hours. Keep your hours, make your hours and stick to them. And then so July 1st of 2024, I basically decided, okay, I'm going to have hours and I'm going to stick to them. I think they were really goofy at first. I don't know what they were. They were like 10 to 4, which makes no sense because it's literally the most dead time that I've learned of this shop. And now I do 12 to 6, but realistically, if there's a show next door, I'll be here till like 9, so I'll do like 12 to 9 or something like that, 12 to 8:30. But yeah, figuring out the hours is like the first step, I guess. When people come in, what they want, and then I can start figuring out, okay, I can have more individual students in the mornings because people are more likely to come in the afternoon. But people do come in sometimes when I have individual students here, and I always ask, are you chill with it, and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's kind of the nitty gritty on the different jobs that I'm juggling just to keep financially afloat in all of this. And it is not easy, to say the least. But it is enjoyable and super rewarding. So I'm happy about that and happy that I can do something I love and somehow scrape by. Even though I should be doing more than scraping by now, shouldn't I? Probably. Hey, scraping's good, right? Here's the simple thing about having a business of any sort. Weather. When it's crappy out, nobody goes outside. So you don't think like, oh, it's like snowing and raining at the same time and really windy, and it's February 12th, 2 days before Valentine's Day. I feel like I should get a shirt. You just don't feel like it. Even I don't know if you feel like you want a jacket. You just don't even want to go outside. You should have made that decision. You have to deal with the cold now. But the real answer is, you just need more shirts. Right? Just need more shirts. That's how you get through this cold weather. That's how I think everybody should deal with it, at least. Still raining today. I'm going to work on this bomber jacket. Go back to basics. Go back to my roots. right? I think I got off track. Trying to sew stuff. I mean, I made some cool bags. The bag's all right. If you want to get some of this stuff, check out my Etsy shop. These are cool. These are all right. This is all good. Nobody liked my thick collared flannel, which I thought was going to be a big hit. Just putting thicker collars on flannels. I like a thick collar on a flannel. Apparently nobody else does though. What's an example? This is an example of something dumb that I did. You know? I still think it's cool. I had this inliner jacket and I wasn't sure what to do with it, so I combined it with this flannel. But yeah, nobody's interested in that. Maybe I'll even scrounge this. Take this off the rack. You're going back to the shop. Nobody wants you. Okay. But anyway, I'm gonna do something with that bomber jacket and try to, I don't know, put some new patches on it. It would be a cool, probably, I don't know about airbrushing this. Could find out, I guess. Pretty wrinkly, but otherwise, classic big patch on the back. I don't know, a tiger or something. Let's do it. One thing about owning a little business like this and running it and being the person that people talk to when they buy stuff is, you know, I don't want to push anybody to buy anything, but it drives me insane that I can get tourists in here and they can't find anything that they want. I know I can't like appeal to everybody, but when I get in people that are just like looking forever and then they don't buy anything, I guess that happens all the time, does it? People just go into shops and look all the time. But I feel like I should have some item that's appealing enough, you know, like a small item, whatever it is. But nope.
I suppose with any business, there's some sort of suspension of disbelief that things are going to just start working at some point, or sales are going to start picking up or whatever, or springtime is coming and it's going to warm up, right? It's going to warm up. I got back into this large painting that I'm working on since I want to paint one large painting every month, and I'm already like 2 weeks behind on this one. It's of a farmer inside of a stable.
My poor sign looks like it's been through a war. I just wrote on it Y Zima sale yesterday. Zima meaning winter in Czech. Here's the other side. So it's just snowing all day. Anyway, got this jacket now. That's how that ended up. Seems all right. If you're into it, you know, grab it in the Etsy shop.
My Prague pick of the week is a place called Café Novadoba. And this is a little cafe that kind of feels like, I don't know, a throwback to a different time in the 90s where there'd be open mics and worn tables and broken chairs and old couches that they got off the street and this sort of stuff. It's a good little place to pop into and grab a beer.
Just finished up with my student, and here's a little glimpse of what they're working on in this little space. But it works pretty good. Strangely, this little space and this little setup does actually work, and you can see how, you know, it switches to my vintage stuff here. But it's actually kind of cozy in here. You can't really see out when you're working here. You got your own light. People don't really look in here much. Kind of blocked off. Anyway, working on skulls in reds. These little guys keep selling. The unexpected hero of my shop is these little guys. Look at this little nice camera, and this one, the flash actually works. You can hear it heating up. Should work. We've got to open it up. Nice. Yeah, once they see that bad boy fire up, pretty much sold. So every once in a while, I go through my racks and some things just never sell. This thing, nobody, I don't think, has ever even shown any interest in it. Mazorski is this Polish conductor, so I thought it was cool. Anyway, I'm going to revive it now just because it's sitting there. It's getting stale. And do something else to it, and I'm going to do a portrait of Mazorski on here. Mix up some airbrush. This was originally a Styx shirt. And then this thing, this abomination, I'm just getting rid of it finally. I almost sold it to this person that was touring, because who else is going to buy this? You know? What is wrong with me? What did I do? This is kind of cool. I guess that Frankenstein sleeve is all right, but this, what was I thinking? This pocket? No. The colors, everything is wrong. So I'm going to redo this too. We'll see just get rid of this nonsense and try to do something else with it. Freshen it up a little bit. All right, let's go. This gives you an idea of how I got to deal with my space. I was just cutting something here, and now I got to move this out, pop this down here, get my cutting board, my custom cutting board, and plop that down here. This is my table. This is my one table, my one workstation, but I'm making it work. And yeah. Got to iron this and heat set the ink. And these types of things I use normal airbrush ink, and then you mix it with one of these. This is like textile color, and then it's good to go on shirts and that sort of stuff. I just always got to be careful not to get paint on it. Such is life.
I really enjoyed making the other portrait. These are so easy compared to my other paintings when you just have to copy stuff. This is nice. Use this kind of scratchy technique with the airbrush to get a little bit of the fur going on there. And I think I'm just going to make cat pillows from now on.
Well, it's another week down here at Oko Custom Vintage, got some sales here towards the end of the week, heated up, thankfully. But man, the weather was rotten there for a couple days, and yeah, it always sucks when you're running a business, and then eating and paying rent is also dependent on that. So yeah, during these lean times, it can definitely get a little bit stressful, but worked out in the end. Got a new student. There's like a café next door at Akropolis, Palác Akropolis, and they came in, a woman that works there, and she grabbed some paintings. They're gonna put them up in the cafe, which is cool, you know. I'm not in some big gallery, but I'm in a good space, and I like that space next door to it. I like Akropolis, and a lot of bands play there and stuff. So it's cool to have some stuff up, and they're gonna frame it as well, which is really nice. They're gonna frame some of these works on paper here that I've got. So yeah, finished off the week surprisingly okay, but yeah, still chugging along, and hopefully I've got about 2 months that I can roll with. So basically make enough money for 2 more months, and these 2 months is pretty much what I gotta do. Keep it rolling. I finished that cat pillow for my friend's birthday as well. So I think I'm gonna do some more cat pillows and some more portraits and stuff like that. And yeah, we'll see what comes of that. Cheers.